What's up, builders? So today I want to talk about a new feature inside of the Voiceflow agent builder, which is global no reply. Now, if you remember previously, before the agent node hit the canvas, we were using a lot of capture steps and then pushing it on to the next AI and looping around. But really with the agent node, we can take a look at this workflow right here. I have one, two, three, four. I have 5 agent nodes that are just kind of passing the conversation along. I have 0 capture steps in this entire build, which means that the no reply that was previously on the canvas is really not getting a ton of use. So I could understand why coming up with something like a global no reply would be advantageous to some of these agent builds. Now, how to respond if the user says nothing for, and this is 10 seconds, and you can modify this by clicking here. If I toggle this on and click edit, you'll see there are 2 tabs here, which is generative and scripted. And scripted is exactly like it was before in that capture step. Are you still there? And you can change this to whatever you want, modify the time, your normal stylings. Generative is what I want to talk about today, which is, can we use an AI model to take a look at the conversation and re-engage with the customer in a meaningful way? So I'm going to cancel out of this because I actually have one that I've put together here. The user hasn't replied in 10 seconds. Ask them if they're still there or re-engage them towards the conversational goal, which in most cases is to book an appointment with one of our technicians. Okay, this is a home service agent that books jobs directly to the schedule. Now I've added this little layer in here because I wanted to test something and show you. Also provide them our main phone number for the appropriate market. Now, this is an attempt for me to see what does this have access to, right? I have this no phone number in the knowledge base. So I just wanted to see, does this have the ability to peer into the knowledge base or any other instructions? So if we hit save and watch what happens here. So chat with us 24/7. I'm going to open this up. Hi, welcome to Precision Door. My name is Grace. Would you like to schedule an appointment with one of our technicians? Yes, please. Great. Could you tell me a bit more about what you need help with? My garage door is stuck open. Sorry to hear about that. Is this a residential property? Yes. Zip code. I know this agent, which is why I'm pushing things pretty fast. All right, now it's going to give me availability. It's just going to go check the schedule. I'm going to stop typing because I want you to see the global no reply start to kick in here. Great. We have availability starting today from noon to 4. Does that time work for you? And in 10 seconds, tick, 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 here's the global no reply. Hi, are you still there? Be happy to help you schedule your garage door repair appointment. Just to remind you, we have openings today, noon to 4. So it's taking the previous message, but look what's happening. Every 10 seconds that I do not type something, it's giving me a new message. Also, look at this phone number. The first one it's giving me is 201-555-1234, 888-982-9889. It's just making these phone numbers up. Okay, so this system prompt for global no reply it's a free LLM API call, okay, and it probably just looks at last utterance, last response, a conversational turn. Maybe it even has a piece of VF memory in here, but it doesn't know anything else about your agent. The other part of this is I do not like the fact that this just keeps hitting. Now, you would never set this to 10 seconds in a chat anyways, because most people can't type that fast. They have to read, they have to understand what's going on. They have to, chicken peck, type one key at a time. Like I've even tested this out in other agents before where 30 to 45 seconds was not long enough because they would still be in the middle of typing and the response would come through like almost simultaneously with this no reply message. Now, to give Voiceflow some credit here, I'm going to turn this off here. If you click the docs for this, it mentions for global no reply, we don't recommend using this for chat experiences, as users often leave and come back to an agent much later. This is more relevant for voice experiences, right? Because the last thing you want is to just sit in this agent, have somebody open the window, and then you're generatively firing message counts. Like that's going against your usage from your account. Like it's not a good user experience for the person other end coming back to a message every X amount, and it's costing you money. So when would you use this in a web chat? I don't know. I don't think you can. But even in a voice, okay, let's change this real quick to a voice agent. Let me turn it back on. Okay, it's on. Let's make a phone call here. Call, and I will have to shield this phone number from you all so you don't hit me up, start texting me.
Hi. Welcome to Precision Door. My name is Grace. Would you like to schedule an appointment with one of our technicians?
Hi, Grace. Yeah, my garage door's broken. It's stuck open.
I'm sorry to hear about your garage door being stuck open. Let's get this resolved for you. First, can you confirm if this is for a residential home? We don't service commercial or swing outdoors. Hi, are you still there? I want to make sure we get your garage door fixed as soon as possible. If you're ready, I can help you book an appointment with one of our technicians. Also, if you prefer, you can call us directly at 1-800-555-19.
All right, so I'm going to end it there, but just to kind of showcase, even in voice, I don't know if I necessarily want the call to just continue to be open and re-engage every 10 seconds. Like I can't see a scenario where that continual global no reply would have any real functional value. I do like especially in voice agent interactions, when you have long pauses or you're not sure if you're waiting for the user to say the next thing. I do think it's a good idea. But my other thought is, will the same thing happen if you just leave the phone conversation? If they just leave the phone open and dialed, that you just have this agent continuing to hit every X amount of seconds, then it's using messages up to. I'll tell you, like if I had a use case that I would love to see, instead of this, how it responds every 10 seconds or every 30 seconds or every 45 or whatever you set this to, I would love the ability to toggle this on once, to have this fire once. I want a global no reply to try to re-engage the customer one time in a conversational term. And then if they don't, then maybe I can route an action. And in the case of voice, I want to end the call. In case of web chat, you can just leave it up. But I think that it's a good start in the right direction to make some of these dynamic conversations, but it's not quite there. It's not quite exactly what I want. So hopefully this particular thought continues to get built upon, because I do think it's necessary, because the way that these builds are going to move more and more towards agent nodes that don't have individual capture steps, these global no replies, I think, are nice tools from a conversational design perspective to try to re-engage and reinitiate the conversation certainly in the voice side. But anyways, use this if you find it, if you find this useful, make sure that you are being really specific in the system prompt and give it the information that you think that it might need. Like you can't add Voiceflow variables in here or bring other things out. It's going to take a snapshot of whatever probably the previous response was and try to reinitiate and re-engage with the customer. Anyways, I'd love to hear if any of you are using this or found a use case already or thinking about this in a completely different way. Love to know your thoughts. Anyways, that's it. There's a quick one today. Talk to you guys soon. Happy building out there. Thanks.